All right, a very good afternoon to you all, and let us start our session for today. I'm requesting participants to kindly switch on the cameras if possible for you, and we can take it ahead. So today we are going to talk about pediatric nutrition, the role of pediatric nutritionists, and the career opportunities for them. This is a field which is really neglected, I would say, and we have just a moment. Yes, we are seeing a huge potential in coming years in this field. A lot of work is needed. So I'm Dr. Alok Arora from JKP Care Foundation, and we are in association with Cambridge International Institute for Professional Development. Cambridge International um, is an organization established in 1991 and based out of London, which has where 200 types of premium training programs. Those are approved by Cambridge International Education Certification Board. So JKP Care Foundation is a registered NGO which is working from Mumbai, and our strength lies into empowering lives and enabling inclusion. So we are majorly working for the children with intellectual disabilities. So these are few of our projects. That is Spandan, which is a residential rehabilitation center. Off the camera, just before starting this webinar, we were talking about the rehab center. And we have JKP Training Academy. Under Training Academy, we are running various types of training programs for doctors, therapists, dietitians, and other professionals, even the school teachers, etc. And clinical leadership support. Currently, we have leaders on our panel, and we are providing support to 30 plus clinics across India at this moment. And ABHMs is our new project, which we are working with the various schools to start applied behavior analysis approach in the schools. And so that is the project which is called ABHM. About me, I am a director with JKP Care Foundation, a clinical psychologist with this MBA, and have been working for almost 20 years. And my major domain area has been intellectual disabilities, that too autism I've been working for. So our philosophy lies on caring hearts and changing lives, inclusivity unleashed and beyond boundaries. So we work for across the globe. We have participants in our training programs coming from all over the world, and we are here to support inclusivity. So we are working for the children and adults for special needs as well as for the regular development. Uh, this is the number 2000 plus doctors, therapists, special educators, school teachers, and parents we have trained, um, dietitians as well. So we have trained in past 2 years. These are some of the photographs from our rehabilitation center, which is called Spandan. And this is like a home for special needs. So there, children with various intellectual disabilities like autism, attention deficit, or Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, they live in there, and they work. We work on their trainings, rehab basically. So all vocational training, therapies, everything there. So we have a schooling system as well there. So they do their education too. So JKP Training Academy is running various types of training courses like ABA therapy training, shadow teachers training, sensory integration training. Yeah. Sensory integration training, basics of speech therapy training, autism, ADHD, nutrition therapy training, etc. So we are the first one to bring ADHD, autism, ADHD, and nutrition therapy in India. So that is, you know, specialized training for autism and ADHD cases. Some of you might not be aware about what is autism. So autism spectrum disorder, it's a neurodevelopmental disorder. And ADHD is, again, a comorbid condition, usually which exists with autism most of the time. And sometimes in independent capacity also, ADHD exists. So we have brought out this therapy training also, and then we have neurodevelopmental training or parent counseling training sessions. About JKP leaders, so these all are the strength and leaders engines, as just now somebody mentioned as an engine or the leaders for us. Dr. Sharmila Patil, developmental pediatrician, Dr. Sushila Sarangar, Senior Dietitian, Dr. Pooja Bajratkar, an occupational therapist, Dr. Kanan Doshi, an occupational therapist, Dr. Gargi P. Sinha, Senior Educator, Dr. Vishwaraj Bhimte, Speech and Language Pathologist, Dr. Sarika Jambulkar, Physiotherapist and Podiatrist, Dr. Sanjana Seth, psychologist and psychotherapist, Mrs. Mahalakshmi Shanmugam as ABA, certified ABA therapist and psychologist. Um, I'm also part of the team, and then Dr. Prakhar Jain, psychiatrist from JJ Hospital, Mumbai. So all these people from from experience, on an average experience of 20 plus years, and coming up from various different domains, have joined together to create a support system to educate people, and that's where the JKP Foundation Training Foundation has been formed. We have our leader, Mrs. Sushila Sarangar, also available with us today here. So I want to welcome Sushila ma'am, and thank you so much for taking out time for being with us here. Sushila ma'am is a very senior dietitian, overall registered dietitian, overall experience of 44 years, and she has done her graduation of home science in the year of 1980, where most of us were not born even, and then post-graduation in nutrition dietetics, hospital administration in post-graduation, diploma programs in yogic education, natural living and naturopathy, certificate courses in nutrition, and lots. The list goes on. So 44 years of experience, and we are lucky to have you, ma'am, here. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much.
So coming to the topic, healthy nutrition, what nutrition in pediatrics. So healthy nutrition in childhood builds the foundation for a lifetime of growth, learning, and well-being. We all are aware that how nutrition is helpful for us, diet and nutrition, what role it plays in our life. But this field, like, though I don't come from diet and nutrition background, I come from clinical psychology field. But when I started my consultation, and in the years I've got experience, that this field is really less aware. People just rely upon the information which they receive from each other. Some of them is scientific and some of them is not. But we do not have enough professionals in this field in diet and nutrition who can do justice to the growing population we have. So, and the, since I'm from psychology background, so the development of brain, because I'm into pediatric psychology majorly, so the development of the brain in early childhood years depends on various factors, environmental factors. Out of them, one is very important factor, that is diet and nutrition. What kind of diet and nutrition right from the pregnancy is child is getting, so that affects the brain development directly. It is directly related. So in my opinion, each child should go through diet and nutrition assessment at various levels of growing age. Maybe at the age of 5 days, 10 days, 15 days, 1 month, maybe at the age of 6 months, or at the age of 1 year, then again 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, at least once in, if not once in a quarter or 6 months, at least once a year. That is my recommendation. Most of you are dietitians and nutritionists here. So I leave it to you because it's your subject. So I leave it to you how you all want to plan it. But we all need to have, create that awareness. We need to connect with the pediatricians, with the gynecologist who can connect with parents and get that channel linked. But this should be mandatory as we have vaccinations. So diet and nutrition assessment should also be mandatory till the age of 14, in my opinion. But at least till the age of 5, it is really needed, because we see that most of the brain development takes place from 0 to 5 years. At the age of 5, usually 90% of the brain is of an adult brain. So 0 to 5 years are very crucial. And we see parents also, because maximum of them are nowadays first time parent, and mothers struggling about the child's health and nutrition, and they rely upon the information which they get from social media, or they get from the companies which are trying to promote their products and earn profit out of it rather than in name of health and nutrition. I would not like to take name of any company or any product here, but we all are aware that in name of nutrition, what we are feeding to our children by various companies. So that's the reason we started this. We thought of having this webinar and inviting you all on a common platform where we can discuss more about it, and we can just think about what is the role of pediatric nutritionist and career opportunities. What are the career opportunities? Because I spoke with a few of the nutritionists and dietitians in past 1 month, and I realized that they are not too keen to know more about pediatric nutrition. They feel like it's the same thing, what we are doing for any human being. It's the same for adults. But no, it is very, very different. Okay, so we will look into the role of pediatric nutritionist and career opportunities. So who is a pediatric nutritionist? A specialized person focusing on a dietary needs of infants, children, and adolescents, usually 0 to 14 years we consider as a child, works to ensure proper nutrition for growth, development, and managing specific medical conditions. So, number one is what I'm eating today as an adult, as what the diet plans which my dietitian is giving to me as per my age and as per the need of my body. But the growth part is not much involved into it because these are not my growing years after 40, but my growth part. So in pediatric nutritionists are required to focus on the growth part because that time body is growing and needs are growing. So that is one of the major difference what we see in general diet and nutrition assessments and planning and the pediatrics one, because we need to look into the growth factor, growth and development of body organs, of body overall, the brain development, all these things, and managing specific medical conditions. These are very, very important because there are children who are suffering with various types of medical conditions. So we need specialized pediatric nutritionists, like you might have seen in the hospitals, like for in a hospital, if I name Tata Memorial Hospital, which is known for cancer treatment. So we have specially trained nutritionists who are trained on cancer, various types of cancers, and they know that what are the food or what are the items which can aggregate, like sugary products might aggravate the situation, or what are the foods which should be avoided. So similarly, in pediatrics, there are various types of conditions, be it the physical development or be it the mental development. Um, we need to have people who are trained into pediatric nutritionists who can focus on the medical conditions as well. So key roles of pediatric nutritionist is nutritional assessment, evaluates the child dietary intake and growth parameters, customize diet plans. So they tailor diet to meet individual health and medical needs. I was trying to find out, as a layman, I don't come from the industry of you. I don't come from diet and nutrition background. Neither I have ever done a program like a full-fledged degree program into diet and nutrition. But I was trying to find out few more information about pediatric nutrition, and I realized that most of the information which we have as on today with us on Google is focusing on the Western countries, the US or Europe. But when it comes to India, food habits are different, diet intakes are different, requirements are different. But we don't have much of the information on pediatric nutrition available in Google on the needs, diet plans, diet needs, dietary needs. So we need pediatric nutritionists who are trained of and for Indian market. I mean, Indian atmosphere, Indian cultures, and based upon that, they should plan the diet. We always say, okay, add carbohydrate 500, say 50 grams, and add protein 25 grams in your diet. We say this language, but somebody living in a small remote village in down Tamil Nadu, say Tirunelveli, or somebody who's living in Assam or Manipur in a small village, hilly region, hilly village, who is not even a graduate, who is not qualified at all, educated at all, working in the fields, would understand what is carbohydrate and 50 grams I need to add or 25 grams. So the nutritionists need to play a vital role here. They need to understand the various cultures and what are the food habits, and give plans which are easily readable and manageable by the population. Support for special needs again addresses nutrition in conditions like autism, ADHD, and food allergies. Autism cases are on peak, rising. There was a study I was reading. It said that by 2030 we expect uh, one child out of 10 to be with autism. So almost 10% of population in the US, 10% of pediatric population, um, the expectations are to be with autism. And India is also not far behind. I have been working for the cause of autism. Let me tell you that in India, we see less numbers when compared to US about autism because awareness and detection is less. But less numbers are not because we do not have autism cases. So in India also situation is more or less similar. So you imagine how big population is there with autism. And if you add autism, when I'm saying, I'm talking about the spectrum, autism spectrum disorder, where we have autism and likewise conditions, intellectually disabled conditions under same umbrella. So such a big, population India has where we need to provide support. So we need pediatric nutritionists for special needs. I have worked in the capacity of with some of the organizations where I was managing. I was the business head for almost 100 plus clinics in one organization, 30 clinics in another organization, and traveling to various clinics across India. What I've realized is whenever I talk about special need clinics or the therapy units or the rehabilitation centers, it is rare that I find a pediatric nutritionist or pediatric dietitian. It is very rare. Not even 5%, I'm saying. So there is a huge scope for them. So we need, but for that, we need people who are trained on pediatric nutrition. Then parental guidance. It is very important in for pediatric nutritionists to learn the psychological aspects and counseling. That is important. They need to guide parents. They need to guide mothers majorly. Yeah, when I'm talking about India, so majorly they need to guide mothers and answer each question very patiently. Do the follow up as well, monitoring and follow up. That is also very important. Most of the diet plans fail. Most of them they fail because we are not able to follow them. So dietitians, they take their money, fee, okay, make a plan, do the assessment and make a diet plan, give it to you, and then they go away. This is what usually happens. And for 1 month, 2 months, I'm on that plan. And after 2 months, third month, I'm again back to the normal. And then I'll try it once again in my life. And on an average, an educated person of metro cities of Mumbai does not stay in touch with diet and nutritionist more than 1 year on an average. That is my experience. I'm just taking out. Maybe if you take out the data and research, then it might be different. But what I believe is, and this is on basis of the talks also I had with few of the dietitians. So they say that some patients are there who are constant in touch for the last 5 years, 6 years. Patients, as in some people, some cases, and but maximum of them they just come for one visit or two visits. That's it. Whereas diet and nutrition is the key um, factor for our health, overall health, and if it is managed well, um, lots of physical issues, mental issues can be controlled. So the role of dietitian and nutritionist is not lesser than a doctor, a full-fledged MBBS MD doctor. That's what I want to convey. But you all need to do justice to that. You all need to learn more about it. And there is a huge scope for pediatric nutritionist, which is there. We all together need to work on it. Why pediatric nutritionists are required? First of all, I would say they are required because we have most of the parents nowadays have one or two child. They have money and they want to focus on the development of these two children. It is not like 50, 60 or 100 years back when every couple had 5 to 6 average children and then they were raised by each other and that kind of concept. So in India, now maximum of the couples have one child or two children and they are focusing on their development. So they want everything to be best for their children. And for that, we need super specialty. So pediatric nutritionist is the super specialty. Rising case of malnutrition, childhood obesity, and food allergies. We are seeing it everywhere. Support for children with chronic illness like patients with cancer or other concerns, and developmental delays like ADHD, autism, and all those intellectual developmental delays. Because their challenges are different. You might feel, it is difficult to handle them. It is difficult to handle people with ADHD and autism. So assessment itself for you is going to be a little bit challenging, but it is great that if we learn it and do it, it becomes easy. Addressing global nutritional deficiencies like anemia and vitamin deficiencies, educating families on the importance of balanced diets during critical growth stages. This is the message for you all, which I want you all to spread out of this webinar. At least if you don't understand anything, just understand this one line, that we all need to educate families on the importance of balanced diet and diets during critical growth stages in the early childhood years. It is very, very important. So we need to educate them together. So these are the reasons why we require pediatric nutritionists. How many pediatric nutritionists are there in India? Anybody can answer me. How many of them have you ever come across? I think we are here, all of us, nearly 40 participants. Yeah. So how many of them are there in India? I did some research, and this is the research. I have not referred any book or something, but research on Google. So I may be wrong also, but approximately 13,000 members are registered across various dietetic specializations on your Indian Dietetic Association, IDA. So just 13,000, not pediatric. I'm talking about in general, 13,000 members are registered. And what is the population of India? 1.45 billion. So for 1.45 billion, it is estimated that 24.3% are children out of that. That is the data which is taken. So we have how many, this 35 crores, 23 lakh, 50,000 children. Just look at the number. So for 1.4 billion, we have just 13,000 people working in the industry, 13,000 only. Such a small industry, which is the need of everyone. I will go to doctor when I am not well. I'll visit a doctor, a physician, or any doctor, whichever I want. When I'm not well, as in when my body is showing some symptoms of some unease. I have fever, I have cold, I have cough. That time I will visit a doctor. So doctors come later, but a dietitian and nutritionist can make sure that I don't fall sick by a holistic approach and healthier diet. So if you train me or if you support me right from the beginning, you are the first person to come in contact for health to a parent. I'm talking about for a child. So in my opinion, every gynecologist hospital, every gynecologist, even in their private practice, should have one, at least one, depending upon number of patients, but at least one diet and nutritionist who is pediatric dietitian or nutritionist to be there and paneled with them, who is available for every consultation. So each parent, would be parent, I mean, each pregnancy stage, parent should follow with them. And from there, the journey should start. Every child should be monitored at least once in a year, not more than once in a year, at least every child should be monitored. So we have ample scope in this field. Job opportunities are ample in hospitals and clinics. Rehabilitation centers are centers which are for development, for children with special needs, schools and daycares, private practice. You all can do your own private practice as well, and research. Once somebody is a pediatric nutritionist, we need a lot of research to happen in this area. So research and academia, in the academics you can get into, and NGOs and public health programs also you can be part of it. So there is a huge scope in all these areas. JKP Care Foundation, the NGO, is providing support to people, professionals who are willing to start their own practice. So we are connecting you. I'm working on multiple layers in this. So one side, I'm doing trainings and creating awareness among parents that we require diet and nutritional assessment. I'm connecting with the center owners and doing training. And in my all trainings, I'm pitching in the role of dietitian. We have a training program, autism specialist training. There also we have kept a 3 hours long lecture for this our leader, Mrs. Sushila Sarandar. She takes that lecture for 3 hours. She educates people. All the doctors are there, therapists are there. So she goes there and she educates them about the role of diet and nutrition. So that layer we are completing. But this layer we have started today. This is the first time I'm doing webinar with you all. So this layer is also very important because when we are creating awareness now, the requirement have started coming in. So there are doctors who are running these centers, rehab centers, and they are asking me that, okay, we have the cases, where to refer? So now where to refer, that is a question mark for me because I need pediatric nutritionists. I don't have pediatric nutritionists with me. I have cases. So for that purpose, we are coming up with a training program also on the pediatric nutrition. So the summary from my side today is that pediatric nutritionists play a vital role in shaping healthier generations by addressing their dietary needs at a critical developmental stage, the early developmental years that is really required. And with growing awareness of child health and wellness, this profession offers immense career growth and opportunities. We have lots of scope for the research, the trainings, as well as in the rehab centers or pediatric hospitals. There is a great scope here. That's all. That's all from my side for today. I would like to be open for any questions if you have. And after me, now we have Ms. Rohini Prasad. She will be just talking about pediatric nutrition. Any questions for me? I just stop sharing. No? Okay, ma'am. Rohini, ma'am, over to you. I'm making you the host now, so you can present if you want. Yes.
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 Thank you so much, Dr. Alok. So I have a very simple presentation which I could make today. Just a brief. I think most of the thing Dr. Alok has covered. I hope I'm audible. I'm sorry, I'm somewhere outside. I may have some.
Very clear. Very clear.
That's great. Okay. All right. So it's a very brief slide. As Dr. Alok mentioned, India is home to around 19% of the world's children, and around 480 million are below 18 years old. A vast number of population, which I feel is still unexplored because we do not have many pediatric nutritionists, as Dr. Alok mentioned. More than 40% of the children are malnourished. This is what the statistics says. More than 40% of children are malnourished, and you will be surprised to know that it is not only from the urban India. It is not mostly from rural, but more from the urban India. So we have a situation wherein we have both undernourishment and over. So dietitians play a very important role, because here we are looking to balance the children's nutrition, so that when they become adults, they are a more healthier version of themselves. And that is what is lacking now. We do not have many pediatric nutritionists to help the children in that sense. And there are certain um, uh, morbidities that has been observed, mostly respiratory infections, diarrhea, malaria, measles, malnutrition. These are the causes of morbidity in young children. And about 77% of children in India between the age of 6 to 23 months, they lack diversity in their diet. So that is one critical age. As you know, the first 1,000 years, sorry, 1,000 days of a child's nutrition plays a very important role in their overall growth and development. And then because of the lack of pediatric nutritionists, it becomes very difficult for mothers or for the parents to know whether they are doing or giving the right kind of nutrition for their child. Again, we play a very important role here. So this is another thing which the statistic which I could find, that India is short of about 2.36 lakh dietitians and just a handful of pediatric specialized dietitians and nutritionists. And you can see the lack here. And nowadays, if you go and check out in the social media, people just do 1 month or 2 months of courses, and they consider themselves as a dietitian or nutritionist. We have a lot of such population around there. And we from the JKP Foundation, we have put together a group of experienced teachers and mentors to ensure that you get the right kind of knowledge, you get the right kind of support, wherein you can also help the people, help the pediatric population to be more healthy. That is what we are looking at. And I think this is a huge scope because of the less number of specialized dietitians and nutritionists in this field. This actually is a very unexplored area, to be very frank with you, and we require it. So specialization in pediatric sector is something which even I was looking at, when I was young. Unfortunately, I did not have mentors like Sushila madam and Dr. Alok there to guide me earlier. I wish I had met them earlier, because if I had known, I would have definitely jumped into this much earlier in my career. So I've got around 15 years of experience now trying different sectors. I was in hospital for a period of time. Then I was in clinic for a period of time. Then I went to the fitness center. I was a little confused. I didn't know which route to take. I didn't know which was the most, the field which will give me a lot of stability, which will give me a lot of challenges to work on. And when I did this course under Dr. Alok and Shushila madam, I realized that this was the sector which really lies unexplored. This is the sector wherein us dietitian and nutritionist actually can gain a lot of knowledge. We can help a lot of people and gives us a lot of satisfaction, because children are involved. A lot of parents are looking out for specialized nutrition care, especially in this arena where we lack even the food that we get is not nutritionally adequate. So making the right food choices, trying to guide the parents and trying to guide the family as to what kind of food has to be given for the children, that plays a very important role. And we as dietitian and nutritionists are an important part of this whole setup. So as Dr. Alok also mentioned, there's a vast application. You can also team up with the doctors to start your own clinic. Why am I saying this? Because after I completed a course under JKP Foundation, I was approached by pediatricians to, combine with them in their clinic, so that when they do a medical counseling for the parents and for the kids, they always ask that, can you please refer a dietitian so that they can take some dietary counseling. A lot of the children are fussy, or they have some special needs, so they keep coming back to the doctors and ask. And the doctors are very happy that at least I was specialized in this area. And when I went back to them, they were very happy to refer many of their patients to me. So I see a lot of openings in this area, and it would be really good if we have more such specialized dietitian who can help the doctors and the pediatricians there. So that works well. And now precision nutrition is something which is coming up really very fast. If you see, there is a lot of hue and cry about gut health. A lot of people talking about how gut health is important, about the microbes present in the gut and so on. So I am actually specialized in gut health as well. So lot of cases where we get which come to me are mostly kids from who require some special care. Those who are having ASD, ADHD, such specialized needs have a lot of gut dysbiosis. And then the specialized nutrition or a microbiome based diet in the pediatric sector works wonders for them. The parents they get very happy when they see that the child is responding to the cues, when the development is much faster. Those cases where it gives you a lot of satisfaction also, that you have in a small way helped out those parents to with the amount of knowledge that you have. So this sector is really good. So gut health also would be a part of your curriculum if you take up this course, wherein we'll be going into the detail of how gut microbiome is associated with the mood, with the neurotransmitters, and so on, and what kind of diet can be made based on the gut microbiome again. So this would be an interesting topic, and it's an upcoming field. A lot of research is being carried out in this field. I think it would be really great if if you decide to become a part of this program, you get to learn in depth about the precision nutrition, about the genetics and the microbiome part of it. And that knowledge itself will make you very, very sought after, especially if you go into the research area as well. So I think that would be really great. So we seriously have a very excellent team. Sushila ma'am is forever ready to help. Whenever I have found that my cases are very difficult and I don't know what kind of steps or what kind of nutritional support I can give, I have always reached out to her, and she, even though there is a difference in time, has always positively replied back and helped me out with whatever problems I have faced while counseling or while calculating the nutritional needs. So we have a very experienced team here at JKP Foundation. You get a very good career guidance very early in life, which is very important, I feel, because I could not find mentors very early. Now I'm blooming very late, but I feel I have a good mentors with me now who can guide me further. So really thanks to Sushila ma'am and Dr. Alok for being there and helping me out for the same. And definitely they keep giving me any assistance I need with respect to handling my case. If there is any difficult case, because of the amount of experience they have had, they have helped me always to understand what would be the right way to approach the parents, what kind of counseling can be given, what are the tools to different types of counseling, and how best you can solve the nutritional requirement of any pediatric. So you have good mentors here, and they also have good contacts with the industry. So, they can always guide you and tell you what is the next step after completing the course, where you can apply, whom to contact. So all these guidance will be given by the team. So I think you are in very good hands. And I think this is a very good opportunity that you should not lose. You should take up this opportunity and ensure that you lay a very good foundation for your career in the future. I think that's it from my end.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Dr.
So now I hope all the participants agree that we all need pediatric nutrition. We have Dr. Sushma also here. Dr. Sushma, are you available? Yes.
Yeah, very much. Yes.
So we have Dr. Sushma also here, and I would like to, she will just give you a brief about the training program which JKP runs on pediatric nutrition. Yes, ma'am, please.
Yeah.
You want me to present the slide or something, brochure or something?
No, I don't have any presentation as such, because I wouldn't like to. You had already elaborated, Dr. Alok, as well as Mr. Rohini also has elaborated very well, and I'm very happy to be here with you all. I'm just sharing just my small and very brief inputs. To be very frank, to start with, most of the time what happens is when we are talking about the pediatric nutrition, we, as such, in all dietetics and nutrition courses, we find that the people are sort of concentrating on the holistic approach. Whereas in this JKP, under the umbrella of JKP Care Foundation, we are finding like there is a real focus on the generation which is going to take up the future citizenship, the future citizen of our country, or those who are representing. And if their health is not taken care of, I'm sure the whole country will be definitely be impacted, because the health and wellness is just going more in terms of a commercial way. But to be very frank, to reaching to the grassroots level, especially when I want to talk about the JKP Care's various training programs, if I would say they are really having a very good vision, wherein you are having a thoughts on that the gap, the major gap between the requirement of the professionals and the industry to the people, how do we train them? People do say, yeah, we don't have the trained people, but here I would like to say to inform, it's like really my privilege and the pleasure to talk to the participants here, that you are really a privileged community here, because you are getting a special webinar to understand as to how well you can go further in this particular specialized line of training program. So when we are talking specifically to talk about this particular program, which is designed for the special need of children, which we just say that is more focused on autism. So to tell you the statistics on India, as per India Journal of Pediatrics, we have 1 out of every 68 children is having the autism in India. That the prevalence in India I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the world. And that's where you have a great role to play. And to talk about the training program as such, it is very, very well-designed program, wherein you are just starting with the basic nutrition program. Then you are going into, you understanding the basic of the medical, the biochemical aspects, the medical aspects, and getting into the even psychological consultancy and the understanding what is the behavioral assessments to be done. Because that is where, as a nutrition person, we would not be exposed to as of now. But you get to learn all this, and when you are getting the opportunity to learn, you also have a huge amount of number of people waiting out there to make use of this expertise what you are gaining in. And there is a huge lacuna. So the basic training as well as the advanced nutrition. So the advanced nutrition part will be taking directly to the forte, wherein you are connected to with your internship courses in this the last 3 months, 2 months you will be having internship, and you would be directly exposed to the 10 different kind of minimum. You can take as per your choice, offline or online, both the way, and you can pick up which is the number of the area, whether urban or rural or next to your own area, or if you want to even connect with any one of the people who are working in this line. I would say with my personal experience, it is just a great thing to have the people coming in and getting hands-on training. If I just say that in a place called as wherein I am now right now in Mysore, I would just like to just say that there is a huge institute which is catering to the special needs children, but there are hardly any nutritionists who are taking care of them. In fact, in our forte itself, we are trying to have the people who can take care about this particular type of training, and we can have a separate section only to be catered for the children who are coming with various issues and various disability. And India, as per the defined forum, there are 21 different type of various disabilities or special ability children are there in our country. And with these parents coming from various professional area, they need to be really supported. And that support can come directly from you all if you undergo this particular kind of training, which is extremely well encapsulated program, which is talking about not only the basic nutrition, then it is taking the advanced nutrition, talking about, as just now Ms. Rohini pointed out, the precision nutrition. So the nutrigenomics or the nutrition or the diet based on your DNA. This is where we are now advanced, and that is the ultimate in the present scenario in the nutrition. And I'm very happy to be associated with JKP here, with the Sushila ma'am, and with the whole team here. Because the main thing is they are focused on what is the need right now. And all the participants are really in the great manner. You can be making the difference very soon if you pick up these courses. because there is a great opportunity not only in terms of learning, but also in terms of immediately applying it to the people who are in need of you. There is a huge number of population. I would say that when I meet the parents in distress, we do not find. Many a times I have to say that, okay, you will meet you only after 2 days or after 3 days or after next week, because we cannot have the number of people who can join in to give this kind of training or consultancy. So the basic and the anthropometric assessments when you are handling, when it comes to these children's growth monitoring, you will be trained in these courses, particularly as to how do you have to go beyond just the basic anthropometry. So you will be going more precision, more towards the gut associated issues, more towards the what is the interpretation of basic lab data, which usually are not really taught much or were not given much focus. So you will be able to identify from the growth parameter, not only the malnutrition or anemia, but where this child needs the customized diet plan. And that is where the training for this whole program will make you totally empowered on this particular aspect. So I would like to say it's a great opportunity. All of you should make use of this, and it is going to make you altogether. There may be, first of all, lacuna in the total number of the educated and well-trained dietitian or the nutritionist fraternity in our country, but you would be making a huge difference because you will be trained to take care about another those particular population that is almost 24% of the pediatric population, the children who needs you. And in that, again, as I said, the autism is very much in rise. It says that every below 10th standard children, we are finding that 30% rise is happening as per the CDC report of India, which needs to be taken care. And we do not know, there is all kind of other rehabilitation happening. But people from the nutrition fraternity are not there trained, well trained to pitch in there. And I think that is where you all people can make huge difference by taking up this kind of a course. And it will be always, I would say, something which you can give back to the society by way of your own education, by way of your own knowledge. And you will be very much in the domain wherein people are asking for you. Rather than you searching for the placement, people will come for you. So that's where is the huge difference. And as even Rohini also mentioned, the pediatricians, the doctors would look out for you. Like I would say that even we were never even referred by. Now we are NH is there. We have even Apollo. Most of the pediatricians, they send their children to us. Please look after what is that. And we are finding that they just are doing the basic the medical aspects. No, please don't take it in other way. But the nutrition approach is entirely different, which is lacking. With this particular type of training, where you're having the empowerment from the advanced training and holistic approach, where you're combining the even simple things like breathing exercise, the yoga, which is the core for the balancing all your imbalances, which is in terms of your hormones or your neurotransmission, everything gets balanced through this. So the behavior changes can be really attained very quickly. So with these few words, I would like to say thanks to you all and for attending this and participating in this program and being part of. I would just like to say that please come to the JKP this particular forum, and you are assured of a certification from very well approved institutions, and you will definitely be well taken care of. You have the nutritional biochemistry, you have talking about the developmental psychology, wherein you are trained about. See, in usual nutrition courses, you are not taught about these courses, wherein you are combining here. It will be useful even not only for pediatric, even for other consultancy also. And you will be trained with the internship, the research, what part you have learned will be totally translated in the holistic approach to the children's direct interventions, and various institutions you can easily be connected, and you'll have a great opportunity. You have a mentorship coming from Ms. Sushila ma'am, and also you will be having a wonderful way of projecting as a research product. You can even make it as a dissertation. We have a team of great expertise who are well trained here, and with lot of experience, and many of us are still even learning to gain, as Rohini said very rightly. We are trying to still bloom further. So there is no age attached to anything as long as you are passionate and you are very clearer what you want to do. So we have the great faculty with the Dr. Sanjana Seth as the psychological support, then psychology support. We have Dr. Alok, who is always there to eagerly mention and help you out for what kind of, whichever may be the area, he will definitely connect you. This is what is even my personal experience. And I would say you will not get this kind of a course wherein you are having the opportunity to join as an online course for just 2 days in a week. And you are also free to pursue your another course, whatever certification you are working with. And by the end of 10 months or another 1 year exactly, you are really eligible for a super specialization, and you can be immediately taken up by any of the institutions. And even there also, Dr. Alok was mentioning, the placement is really wide open. I would say that please take up this kind of course, because here the advanced nutrition and specifically the applied nutrition is not just like the routine nutrition subjects. Here in it is going into more precision nutrition, more precise and more customized. So with these a few words, I would like to say, please, we look forward to have you as with us, join for these courses, and we would like to walk along with you, and even great opportunity even for us to learn further, and welcome you all to this whole platform of JKP. So thank you, Dr. Alok, for giving me this timeline. I request Dr. Alok to please take over from here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Shushma. So we have this training program, which is called as Postgraduate Diploma in Pediatric Nutrition for Diverse Needs. So it is a super specialization. And as Dr. Sushma has already mentioned, I assure you 100% of placement after this program. If you want to start your own clinical setup, we will support you in that. If you want to be placed, so 100% of assured placement. The program is of 1 year, entire 2 semesters, five months of each semester, and then end of 10 months, we have 2 months of internship. So total 200 hours of live lectures and internship of 2 months. In 2 months of internship, we'll give you a minimum of 10 diverse cases, different various background people. So it can happen online and offline as well, depending upon your location. We have our own clinics across, like associated clinics across India. So maybe in one of them, or online, if in case if you're not able to make it to the center, then we'll make it online for you. So the internship is there, and live classes are going to be conducted on every Saturday and Sunday, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., 2 hours each day. So total 4 hours per week. We'll give you lots of study material, ebooks, PPT, assignment, case discussions, everything will be there. So in total, we have 10 subjects. The program is designed by a team of psychologists and senior dietitians. So you have both the aspects: the developmental physiology, nutritional biochemistry, developmental psychology, basic nutrition, advanced nutrition, applied nutrition, research methodology, therapeutic yoga, and holistic approach. Everything is being covered in this. So we have total 10 subjects which are going to be covered, and 100 marks each. So we will have a small assessment also post completion of the program, and certificates would be awarded by CIPD, which is Cambridge International Institute for Professional Development, and the curriculum is approved by Cambridge International Education Certification Board. Coming to the faculty, yes, Dr. Sushma has already mentioned you. The program director is Mrs. Sushila Sarandar, the senior most faculty with us. And under her supervision and leadership, we all are going to work together. So we have Mrs. Ritu Kapoor, Mrs. Shraddha Marathe, Mrs. Rohini Prasad, Mrs. Padmashri Shanmugaraj, and Dr. Meghna Kashyap, Dr. Sanjana Seth, Dr. Shushma Apia, and I'm also supporting them. So we all are going to meet you in these training sessions on weekends. If ever you miss a session, then we will provide you the recorded class also. But the training is live sessions training. So if somebody says that all the sessions you provide me recorded, that is not possible. That is only for the emergency cases if you are missing the cases. The eligibility is graduates or postgraduates in dietetics, in nutrition, dietitian, food science and nutrition. Those are the only eligibility criteria. We need to follow that. So anybody who wants to know more about it, you can connect with me. I've already left my number in the chat box. So you can connect with me on a personal level, or my team members will also connect with you all, I'll ask them to send you the brochures and details about the program, and then you can connect with us. January 1st week is the date which we are planning to start with, which is 4th or 5th of Saturday, 4th of January, that is Saturday. So we're planning to start from that date, and waiting to hear from you all. Any questions? We are open to the questions now.
Hi, sir. I'm Milu. I'm a pediatric therapist. I had attended a NDT program. It was very wonderful. So this time also I'm like looking for, but I have done my master's in pediatrics. So you said, what is I can't attend the course, right?
No problem, Neeru. We have a different program for you. That is Autism ADHD Nutritional Therapy. That is AANT. So we are starting the next batch of that. That we have completed several batches already. Faculty is again our director Sushila ma'am, and the other faculties. Faculties are more or less the same. And that program is again run and managed, like designed by psychologists and dietitians, a club mixed approach. But that's a short-term training program for people who are not from diet and nutrition background. So you may
whether
join.
we'll
The
be
next batch
able
is in
to,
February.
yeah, so whether we'll be able to give a diet for our autistics, I mean, those who are required, like most of the children with the gut issues, they have lots of behavioral issues. So I would like to do this course, but I don't know how, because if it's like a proper course, like 1 year, then only it will be, I can guide the parents, right?
Yes. So I'm sorry, Niru, but the eligibility criteria is fixed by Cambridge International, and we need to stick to that.
So
Yes.
after doing that autism, ADHD and nutrition,
A
whether
and
I
T,
can suggest a diet for the kids or
No, you will understand by that's a short-term training program. In that is just a 1 month program where you will understand the basics of diet and nutrition, how it is impacting what is gut health, and how it is impacting on the behavior also, and on overall health. But while writing a diet plan or detailed diet assessment is necessary, and that should be done by dietitians, registered dietitians. Yes, that I suggest. So you'll be able to answer a lot of questions of the parents, but then we can help you out with any of our dietitian who can visit your center, who can be in association with you, and you can refer the cases to them and can work together as a
So
team.
do you have centers in Bangalore? Because I am from Bangalore.
Yes, we have centers in Bangalore. We have faculties also from Bangalore. Dietitians are also there in Bangalore, so we can connect.
Even Dr. Rohini is from Bangalore only, no?
Dr. Rohini Prasad.
And even Ritu Kapoor, the faculty, she's also from Bangalore.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah,
Fine.
yeah.
Because lots of parents were asking for the
Correct.
diet plan and all, and it is very difficult to make them understand.
So
Online, all of us can do, but physical, if you need, then Ritu and Rohini, they are from Bangalore.
Okay. So will you be able to share their contact numbers?
yes, I'll share. I'll share.
Okay.
You just
Yeah.
message me on WhatsApp. I have given my number in the chat box, or I'll connect with you. I have your number in our books also.
Yes,
So
I will have my number. Yes.
So friends, this is the live example which we have been speaking about, that people are looking for you. People are in need. So Neeru is in need right now. A lot of parents are there. For them, they want the diet assessment. So already awareness is there that we need pediatric, nutritionist. But connecting is the only challenge. So that's why I mentioned we are offering 100% placement assistance. I'm sure, I'm confident that I'll be able to give 100% placement in this for this batch of pediatric nutrition, because I know that yesterday me and Dr. Sushma were discussing about the same, that how we'll work on the placement strategies, and we realize that we are confident enough that we need there is a dearth need of pediatric nutritionist. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Can I
Yeah. No.
ask something?
Sure, please.
Yeah. Good afternoon, good evening, rather, yeah, I should say this line to everyone, respected faculty and doctors. So I'm from Noida, and I have done my graduation in basically my subjects were medical, botany, zoology, like this. And after that, I shifted to masters in dietetics and food service management. But that was at the time I did it from IGNO, but we had regular classes. After that, for my internship, I got selected in PGI Chandigarh. I got trained there as an intern. And since then, I'm practicing as a dietitian. I'm presently working in a multi specialty clinic. And I just wanted to know, can I, because this time my kid is, I mean, he's young, very, so I never thought of applying for a full fledged job in a hospital. So I just wanted to know, can I go for this course?
Yes. Sushila
I
ma'am?
Yeah.
I'm dealing with the patients, right? Because recently, like you told about ADHD and autism, I have planned diets for those people also, and their parents were very much satisfied, and I believe that I have done a bit justice to them. But yes, when you have a specialized degree in these things, then it makes you more confident. And I want to do these also. So am I eligible for that? And I am from Noida, so
Yeah.
This is an online training program,
Yeah,
so
that's what.
location is not a problem. Every Saturday, Sunday, we will have the live classes 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Zoom, the way we are interacting right now, similar way. And internship we will arrange for you in Noida. So
Noida.
internship is not a problem for us in Noida, and you can surely join in. I'll connect with you, or you can connect with me on WhatsApp. I'll send you the program overview. We have like 6-7 pages of document. So you go through the entire overview. You will understand the subjects in detail. There we have mentioned the subtopics and timelines also for everything. So go through the overview, and then you can choose to connect with. Okay. Yes, one point I forgot to mention: the program fee. The actual program fee is 2.5 lakh rupees, 2.5 lakh. But since we are doing it from the NGO, JKP Care Foundation, so the program fee is just 60,000 rupees for the participants. And being it from the NGO, we also are offering that you may pay in the installments, a quarterly installment of 15,000, because we don't want it to be a burden on anybody's pocket. So that makes it only 5,000 rupees a month. So 15,000 rupees quarterly installment also you may pay and take the admission. So anybody who is willing to take admission, money should not be something which is pulling them back. Yes.
One more thing, sir. I was looking at the courses which you, subjects rather, which you mentioned. So all these subjects, 80% we have already dealt with in our masters when I was doing masters. So our focus is more on pediatric nutrition. So what will the percentage of, I mean, regarding that? Because
So that is why I mentioned you that I'll share the overview with you, where you will have under subjects, you will have all the topics, the whole curriculum, the same subjects you have studied, but we are focused in two things. One is practical approach, application, and the second thing is pediatrics.
Yeah.
Same subjects, it changes. Subject is the same, but the approach changes when it comes to pediatrics.
Pediatrics, yeah. Okay.
So we will be talking about the regular development, as well as we'll be talking about the various types of diverse development in children. So intellectually disability, diverse development, all sorts of, not only autism and ADHD, but you will get to know about Down syndrome, you will get to know about cerebral palsy and all sorts of that. Plus, you will get to know about the regular development, how the diet planning is different for both. So the entire, though the subject name you might see in the brochure are the same, I'll send you the overview, you will understand the difference.
So
Yeah.
just basic normal development will be covered, only so that we link it with now what is different in these kids. So major emphasis, as Dr. Alok already said, that it's on pediatrics. When you're talking about psychology, so all these neurodegenerative conditions and related to the kids, its emphasis is on that. Totally. And we have tried to make it, as Dr. Sushma also said, holistic approach. So there is whole thing on subject on yoga. So there are different subjects, each subject, like how we have our post graduation, then you have a research topic, then you have internship. So then, you become the absolute master of it. You understand it and you can really handle the cases. Even the assessment, as you mentioned, that you have been counseling, but there are like more information in terms of there are different assessment scoring system, the growth pattern, the growth chart. So the complete assessment, how it is done for each kid.
I do for I do for kids right now. I have just 2 o'clock. I am back from the clinic and I was dealing with the child for gymnastics. I have kids with me who are dealing for sports nutrition. I have dealt with autism, but at the end I am saying that when we have degree, na, that makes you more confident because people are very much considered. Are you specialized in how much knowledge you have?
Correct.
How much knowledge you have,
Correct.
they
Correct.
want to see, do you
Absolutely.
have a degree, are you specialized in this or not?
So here it is total emphasis on these pediatric conditions and understanding all about it, assessment, and the diet planning of each of them.
All right. Any other question? Anyone else who has a question, please feel free to ask. No, if there are no questions, then okay. All right. So thank you. Thank you very much for
Thank you.
dear participants. Thank you, Sushila ma'am. Thank you, Sushma,
Thank,
Dr. Shashma. Thank you, Shraddha
Thank you.
ma'am. Thank you, everyone, for
thank
being
you.
with
Thank
us
you.
and spending this evening with us. Thanks a lot. And wish you all the best, dear dietitians.
Thank you, everyone. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.